guys. I am back with episode 6 of my podcast. And honestly, we're kind of, moving towards the end, which is kind of scary, but also exciting in some sort of way because. And today I'm analyzing Selena Gomez's Same Old Love. And I really love this song. I've loved it for years now. I really enjoy listening to the song. So when I thought of, determining the 8 songs of my podcast, this really came into my mind. So let's begin. And when I was researching about this song, as you guys know, that I research before making my podcast, uh, Selena Gomez actually says about the song that it's not particularly a relationship, a love interest that we're talking about, but she said that, like, this song is about a different type of love, which can be like a love to her parents, or love to her dad, or love to, any other like family member or friend. And she basically says that, like, the first love that you encounter in your life, for her, it was her dad. So the love with the relationship and, the love between her and her dad kind of affected her later on love life. So yeah, this song is kind of about that too. And with that in mind, I think we can start the analysis now. The song first starts with "Take away your things and go." This basically means that, take your things and go, which is hinting at a breakup or a separation. Things are going south, and, just take away your things and go. And after that, she says, "You can't take back what you said, I know." So this is kind of like a reasoning of a separation. And I just said breakup, but, keep in mind, like, it is kind of about her dad as well. So let's not say breakup, but separation from now on. And, like, this separation kind of ended badly because she's saying, you can't take back what you said. And you say this when someone said some bad things about you, and, like, when they regret that they said that, but it's too late now, and then they cannot take it back. And she's just kind of like putting up a defense against that. You can't take that back. I will remember. And then, yeah, she says, "I know." And after that, she says, "I've heard it all before, at least a million times." Well, when I first, read this lyric or listened to this lyric, 2 things came to my mind. First, I think maybe, she heard a lot of insults, or like a lot of things that made the person that say the things regret saying before. Or, it can also mean, I've heard a lot of apologies because, they regret saying this. That's why they want to take it back, but they can't. So they apologize for it. And she's saying, "I've heard it all before. I've heard all these before." And then she says, "At least a million times," yeah. These things happen a lot to me. Either it's insults or apologies. These things happen a million times to me, which basically means that it's not a rare occurrence for her. And then in the last part of the stanza, "I'm not one to forget." So this is basically like our Adele episode, our first Adele episode about Someone Like You. I'm not one to forget. She's basically saying that after the separation, "You can't forget me." And, like, after that, she says, which means, like, the guy also cannot forget Selena. Which also gives us the idea that he also loved Selena before this episode. It was "Lose You to Love Me," and we kind of said a lot that, he forgot her, but Selena couldn't forget him. But in this song, "Same Old Love," it kind of did the opposite thing. The guy cannot forget her and really loves her, I guess. And we move on to the second part of the song. She says, I don't believe it. You left in peace, left me in pieces. Well, now that, just before this, we said that, like, the guy cannot forget Selena because, like, he really liked her, but now, he left her, which is kind of weird. So, with this lyric in mind, I guess maybe, yeah, he left her, but he still loves her. He still cannot forget her. And also, leaving Selena made Selena very sad. It left her in pieces. And, like, she couldn't believe that, she was left. And it was kind of like a surprise to her. After that, she says, too hard to breathe. I'm on my knees right now. For me, I think, like, too hard to breathe when you're, like, too stressed or too shocked, maybe. That is when you cannot breathe and it gets hard to breathe. So I think she's saying that, she's so shocked and surprised that, she cannot breathe. But again, music is subjective. There can be many ideas. And I'm on my knees. Maybe she was really tired and really done. Or again, was very shocked that now from the shock she's on her knees. But yeah, again, music is subjective. After that, she says, I'm so sick of that same old love. That beep, it tears me up. I'm so sick of that same old love. My body's had enough. Uh, she basically says that, she's done with that love. She really was fed up with that love. And she was, I guess, if she was very fed up with that love, she was probably looking forward to breaking up with that guy anyway. But him also breaking up with her also, affected her. So by me saying same old love, maybe she can also say, she's probably meaning that all of our relationships are kind of similar. So she's like, I'm so sick of that same old love. And same old love, they fall in love, they have a relationship. The relationship deteriorates and then they break up. And this hurts her. So I think that is the concept of same old love. And then she basically admits that, because of that same old love, she kind of teared up and cried, which, again, we understand that she was sad because of that same old love. And on to the second part, she again says that she's sick of the same old love and says that her body's had enough. I think this can be interpreted as emotionally, and again, music is very subjective, and this is the third time that I'm saying this in this episode. Like, crying can, tear down your body, can make you feel very tired and done. So I'm guessing that she cried because, like, she also admit that she teared up and probably cried in the past one. So she cried and that hurt her body and she's very fed up with it. The emotional stress just really took a toll on her body, and now her body had enough. And then she basically says, oh, I'm so sick of that same old love. Feels like I've blown apart. And, like, when somebody blows apart again, that they're probably done with that and they're just very sick of that thing that, they've blown apart. They just couldn't take it anymore. They couldn't just keep it in themselves anymore. So they blow apart. Which just generally gives us the idea that, she was holding a lot of negative emotions or a lot of negative things inside her about the relationship that at the end when they broke up, she just threw all of them out. She just couldn't keep it. Again, after that, it says, oh, that same old love. Oh, that same old love. And after that, which is the last stanza that we're going to analyze, because after that, it just repeats itself, which again makes this episode a relatively short one, just like the past ones. It says, I'm not spending any time wasting tonight on you. Well, when I first read this or heard this, I thought that she actually spent nights spent time with him in the past, and like she just doesn't want to do it anymore because she got her lesson. And the reason that probably that she doesn't want to do this is, you know, because she enjoyed her time with him. She just didn't like the nights that she spent with him, which again just brings us to a very like toxic, not working relationship. But again, they still love each other. After that, she says, "I know I've heard it all," which means you say this when, someone that is dear to you talks behind your back or like talks something bad about you, which you don't know about. And then when you like learn what they say, you just typically say this like, "Oh, I know what you said it. I've heard it all." So I'm guessing she also heard bad things about herself coming from that person behind her back, which is again sad. And after that, it says, "So don't you try and change your mind." And now she's saying that, there's no going back. You already said what you said, and like, I'm not going to forgive you over this. She's basically saying that, I'm not going to forgive you ever again. And then lastly, she says, "Because I won't be changing too, which basically means that, you said your thing, I did my own thing, but we're not going to change. I'm not going to change over this. This is just over, and you're not worth changing over." And like, she knows that, so she won't be changing, he won't be changing, which is kind of like an end to the story now. And also, after that, the song just repeats itself, so this is also an end to our episode. This episode was quite short, but yeah, I really enjoyed analyzing this song. And if you guys have any recommendations that you want me to do or anything that you want to say, please make sure to leave it on the comments. See you soon in our next episode. Thank you so much for listening and subscribe to my channel. Bye.